Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We are moving, putting the set together. Kia is making the amazing coffee. She's always making a coffee for the conversations. I'm behind the screen over here so you can hear me. You can't see me, the techie part. Whoever knew that you would put techie in front of my name, boy. Techie on the level of my tech. So I'm getting these lights in. Give you guys some time to tune in. After you guys are probably like, oh, they're here today. So y'all here today? Yes, we're here today. We're here today. We may start turning our coffee and conversations to a later time. Yes, honey.
Because y'all can join in and be like, let me see y'all face and get y'all talking about too.
That part. Okay, let me get these.
We'll say you. Yes,
So today is Monday. How was the weekend? How was your weekend, Keith?
It was busy. I had a great weekend. It was my little sister's 40th birthday Saturday. So went over there. We had a good party and then game night. You know, we had to play something like Price Center. I won the last
Oh,
game.
Diane was there.
My mommy is in New York.
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot.
So she is in New York.
I almost pulled up on Friday one day. You sure? I was like, oh, Diane, it's always home. And then we stopped on. I stopped, and then 2 seconds it blinked in, and I said, oh, you're right. She is not home. She is. Because I said, oh, she would just love to see us. We went to Giant Penny's because she was getting some chicken and stuff.
Oh, she would have had.
So yes.
Yep, the one time she used to tell.
Oh my goodness! Good morning, Mama. You are up this morning.
Good
morning to you.
I said, where has she been? But you know, I know you back home, so the time zones is like.
Tell her we're gonna start maybe doing it like I don't know.
We're gonna start
11.
Doing, cocktails.
Maybe lunchtime. We might start doing lunchtime. And doing cocktails on Saturday night.
You know,
like
morning time people be on their way to work doing stuff. So
and we have been doing stuff ourselves.
Child, yeah.
Ourselves.
So
that was probably an accident.
We here. How are you, Aunt Faye? Yes, you did. You made it here today. I'm just getting coffee. So Precious. As you could see, I just did mine and finished mine.
I wonder if she's not.
So, yeah, see, I found me a little thermos cup. Because Precious had hot coffee all morning, the whole show.
The whole show.
And I'm up here like almost on my second to third cup. Second and a half. It just keep getting cold. So I'm like, okay, girl, I'm going to find me a cup.
I got me a cup.
I found the cup. And boy, is it a difference. He said we're gonna stay all day and it still be hot. Like that's damn 1:30. You know, like back in the day when the kids had their lunch box and the mom gave them that. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I'll let you do your see more support of your creamer if you want it.
Yes, honey. And will be.
Yes, honey. Yes.
I'm about to fast.
You can still drink the black coffee, right? Huh? You can still do. Well, when we switch.
Well, no, I'm not gonna fast on that.
Oh, okay. Got you. Have been busy, yeah. We have been busy. We have been busy. We are here today, though. We are here today. You said a Sarah J conference? Listening to it or something?
I was listening to something this morning.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to the conference.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mommy,
the tickets.
Mommy, bless me with some tickets, and I wanted to go when it first came out, but it's going to be the time of Roe and Sheena's wedding.
Yeah.
So that was the original date. But when he passed the mantle and so many people decided that they were going to be going, she had to switch venues, which then made her switch dates, which then put it the week before the wedding. And still, I didn't even realize. I wasn't even thinking about it or whatever. And then while mommy was in town, she had her and Saquon had went to the mantle passing woman. Well, hers is woman involved. I think his was woman by or loose. When he passed the mantle, it just went into her already in motion event, which is hers is woman involved, like I said. So her event will be this first one, but it's so huge. I think it's actually going to be at the baseball stadium in Arlington, Texas. So everything is actually booked. Chef Ron just booked our flights for me and Saquon, because Saquon's going, but she's going from New York, and I'm going. So it's going to be it's actually from a Thursday through a Saturday, so the 14th through the 16th. We're going to actually of September. Of September. And so when I'm getting up to get dressed in the morning, I put on my Bluetooth, and I'm always on YouTube, and whatever message pops up, that's what I look up. And the first message that popped up was Sarah Jakes 6 days ago speaking with her dad, and they're doing a 40-day fast.
Oh, okay.
Before the conference. So this is 6 days or some days later, whatever. So she was like, if you're just hearing about it, it's no problem. So you just have to find something that you're sacrificing for 40 days. I know what I'm going to do, because it was the one thing I kept on saying. I don't have to do that. I could do anything else but that. So that's going to be my thing. I'm going to be fasting for 40 days. So, and so that's why I said I just got on the train today, so that they can, so I can be fully open, because this will be an amazing refill. Like I said, this is the year of my Sabbath. And so I want to definitely go. I think this is awesome. It just worked out so amazingly how God works out. Mommy just being here too long that she had tickets that she can even use and offer. And I think that it's going to be so elevated, so healing, because I'm going to go with Saquon, which is my oldest sister. And I think this will be a perfect opportunity to heal. She is so not into ministry, so not into church, because church hurt, just that lack of love. So her actually experiencing the conference just to support my mom last year kind of just made her fall in love with Sarah Jakes. And she's the type of woman that you fall in love with, because she's so honest and she's so real. And I'm going to tell an honest conversation in the very beginning. I used to be a little bit jealous when people would send stuff to me about her, and I'd be like, that's what I be saying. Well, that's what, so I had a little bit of thing on me, and then I had to stop for a second and realize, well, yeah. So then I started to listen different, because it'll be saved a message like, oh, you got to hear this message. I'm like, but I just did that on my live 3 months ago. Like, is it different when I'm saying it? It did it. So at first I got defensive, and then God opened me up to receive, and then I was like, I got it. And so for years I've been I love her. I love her message. I love her testimony. I love her authenticity. And I understand now why people would send her to me. But in the time when you're trying to do your stuff and being like, okay, we need to support, we need the thing. Are you sharing me like you sharing her? She already, So I had to check me to receive. And like I said, it's definitely a full circle moment, because I think she's powerful. I think her testimony is out of this world, especially given the type of attention that had to be on her whole life going through it all. So, but yeah, so I'm excited to be going. I've never done, I'm not a conference goer. That may surprise people. I'm just, I'm a homebody. Yeah. So now that the kids are all older, and I feel like I'm not sacrificing one for the other, and they independent, and everybody is wanting, so I it was like I had the dream, then I put the dream on pause, and the kids got older, and they are a part of the dream, and so now they push me just like my husband pushed me. So I think this is going to be an amazing refill for me.
It is. Y'all gonna have an amazing
Oh
time.
yes, and so going in a day early and not leaving until like Saturday that night, it's gonna be good because then I'll be able to. I won't be in a rush. I'll be able to soak it all in because it ends Saturday. I'm sure early, so I don't have to fly out until later that night. And then that Monday, that Wednesday. It starts on Thursday, but we'll come in on Wednesday, and that Wednesday I'll come in early in the morning, so I'll have time to just.
Oh.
So we'll get a day. Outfits. Oh, girl, that's what I was thinking about in the shower. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have all of my stuff. I'm gonna do at least 10 transfers that say I choose me with the logo Woman Evolve 2023. So I'm gonna put that on blazers, and so it's gonna have my logo. But you know how I'll just be missing that hashtag No More Excuses at the bottom. So I'll take how my top always looks. And it'll say, I choose me in that arch with my logo. And right underneath it, it'll say Woman Evolve 2023. So I'm all in bling and AB crystal. Yes, just for the quick. So I'm going to put it on t-shirts, and I'm going to put it on my blazers, and I'm going to put it on my duster with the train. And so I'm going to represent me and this whole refill I'm about to get. So yeah, so I was thinking about that in the shower because that's my time with God. God be giving me, I'll be in the shower like, okay, that water running and all that good stuff. It be having me like thinking like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So that'd be my conference. How many people have conferences in the shower? Yeah. We didn't even sing our song. I just came in here talking. Good morning to you. The birds are chirping. Oh, good morning to you.
Did she just hit the Matrix?
I hit the kids. That's the part I love the most about the video. When the kids go, when they do that, boop, 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 that do something for me. That do something for me. But yes. How are you guys doing? How are you guys weekend? Look, representing.
I know. Look.
My grandmother. Look, I'm telling you, I got up at 7:00 this morning, and I was something came over me, and I was like, I was in my closet, and you know I'm always bling. I choose me, and today I haven't worn this in 2 years. And I was in the closet, and something told me put on the Bryan family thing, and then I was in the clubhouse, which is what the topic is about. Yeah, because what year was that? 2021, right? So that was the year of the 5, God's grace. So this morning I just and then I was in a clubhouse room, and they was just talking, and while they was talking, they were just saying about how does outside influences affect us. Shout out to, it was Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. I think that's what it was. I took a screenshot of it, of the room, and it made me think. I said, oh my God, that is so cute. So I felt like I've already pulled out my t-shirt outfit, and then they was talking about, just how, you want you had your grandma, your grandpa, if you didn't have them still here, remembering how they would do and all this other good stuff, and the stories you have. And I was like, oh my God, that's just the energy, and then you told me something that I won't say, but it all went a whole full, and I was like, you know what? We are connected to our people all day long, and it's just different signs of wonders of, of healing and just connection and all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's what Mama Faye was saying. Glorious. I see you on Facebook. On YouTube. Yes. I want to remind you guys, please don't forget to tune into our YouTube channel. On that channel is I Choose Me #No More Excuses channel, and you can basically get any replay of any show at any time, and that's an easier link to share, of course. So you don't have to have YouTube to watch a YouTube video. That's the good thing. So it allows you. Yep. So if you see a message that you love, listen, share it to somebody that you love, okay? She said, ladies been busy. Ladies have been busy. Yes, we have. I've been missing you and still trying to get adjusted to time. I know, right? Because you guys are on, is it just the hour, right? Well, their daylight saving times don't change in Jamaica. They don't do all that playing, only America got to play with God and play with time, and they do too much. They want to control too much. So, and so in Jamaica, they don't do that daylight saving time. When that sun go down in the winter, it's down. We're not gonna gain you no hour, so you could do a little. When it's down, it's down. When it's up, it's up. That's just how the rules go. So they don't do that. Vegas, was it nice? She must hasn't been heard from you.
Yes, it was.
There's Nancy.
Good morning to you. The birds are chirping.
Good morning to you. Oh, she wore Ephesians 3:18.
Okay.
Oh, that's the Fill My Cup one.
Yeah.
Oh, when she was at the conference.
conference.
Yes. She had some I Choose Me. She had on one of the dusters.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a conversation.
Yes. So the topic is, what is the topic?
She said yes, hour earlier.
Yes, it's hour earlier. So yeah. So this is why she's up, because it's 8:52, 8:30, right? So 9:30 here, 8:30. So like just an hour. It wouldn't be no time difference if they didn't do the shift of time. That's the only one that makes it though. So you would know what time it would really be right now. Before they did all that shifting and the going and the shifting and the going.
Wow. What's the topic today?
The topic is, like I said, I was in that clubhouse. Let me see.
Outside influences affect your relationships, love or friendships.
Yes, and I went into a clubhouse today. I thought it was such a good topic. I said, this is good. We can carry this conversation on
Coffee and
with coffee and conversations.
How does outside influences affect your relationships?
Yeah. How does, and you got to think about that question. How does outside influences affect your relationship? I mean, nowadays is always comparing. That's why I say comparison is the thief to gratefulness. I got to put that on a t-shirt too. That's going to be in the healing app line. But comparison is definitely the thief to gratefulness. And that's how I think it affects a lot of relationships, because I feel like people are always looking at the promise and not so much the process, right? And so you'll see, and then you're looking at somebody who is in year, you may be looking at somebody in year 15 and you're in year 2, which means you don't respect time. That's why I say, your purpose is not microwavable, right? It's like Big Mama's cooking. It takes time, right? In order to gather the flavor. We are the salt. We are the flavor. Yes. So
the end result of it.
I think that it influences a lot. I say, even when you think about in the beginning of a relationship, when you got young people, right? And so I use Rondell, for example, Chef Ron, right? He has a whole circle of friends. He got married at 21 and 22. And so it can affect your relationship if y'all hang out, right? And you're still young, and then the other person is a homebody and don't hang out, right? And so that's an effect, because when you want to go, it affects how I feel. It affects my mood, right? Because I'm not like you. We are different, right? And then you have your, and then remember, you're in a whole circle of you guys. So that can be an effect if you think about different stages, right? Just like later on, when he got more settled, and then I was so in tune and so I would say stuck on the kids, because I had spent so much time like covering them, because I was scared. I didn't want anybody to have, nothing to happen. So I was always with them. So you become codependent there too. And so that affected the relationship, because they'd be like, okay, you run into them and I'm calling you, so now it affects how you see me, or how you feel love, because it seems like, okay, if I need you, your focus here, right? So that's sometimes a lot of things with men. If most people can say that, once the kids come, it affects your relationship, because the men don't understand that the woman is learning that balance, because we are the nurturers, we are Mother Nature, so we're going to take care of everything. And so you gain a whole lot of responsibility, because they gain the responsibility of the finances, right? But still, if you working, you still working. You may be working more hours, but you already got used to a work ethic to just increase your hamster wheel move, right? But as a mom, you have to be like this, like more of an octopus and less of a hamster wheel.
That part.
And so it can affect the relationship, because it just seems like when you see an octopus, it's like, oh, they're doing everything for them. But it's just that you need so much more things done because you are a child, right? And so so when you think about it, the outside can affect it, because you may see somebody else doing it differently, and you're like, oh, well, they spend time and they get to do this. And so, but then y'all not equipped the same. Y'all may not have structure the same. And so you're just looking at what they're doing, but you don't understand what it required. And so it can affect your relationship, because just because they hang out don't mean we hang out. Just because they can go to the strip club don't mean I'm okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So watching what's okay with somebody else and thinking that it should be the rule for everybody affects relationships, because now we're comparing, and the comparison is a thief to gratitude, to gratefulness that we all on our own learning curve, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and everybody's different, because that is true. Because when I went, they was like, oh, when we did go to Vegas, and I let Byron take that picture, and I'm like,
Romans 12 and 2.
Take the picture, snap their butt, whatever. And I'm taking the picture, and the other people was like, oh no, you're not doing that, and I'm like, ooh. But I'm like, okay, it's not that serious. And,
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah, I like chill, let him have. So
let him have respect. I'm telling you, it's different.
Girl,
people are different.
Yeah,
and that's what they'll say. They'll make you try to feel bad.
Like,
you let him do that, and if you saw me and I didn't have a problem,
I'm the one taking the picture.
Right. So you're trying to plant a seed that I should have a problem.
Oh, no, he can't. Well, no, you ain't gonna be doing that. So don't even ask. Like, and I'm like, but everybody, like you said, everybody don't let what somebody else could do affect your relationship. Now y'all home arguing, or you back in the room arguing because So yeah, outside influences. You just gotta know y'all relationship and the relationship y'all have and what makes y'all go and do all of that. So, right, don't be comparing, because you will.
Okay. So
and your happy.
And mommy just said that this conversation sounds like Romans 12 and 2, and it reads, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Mm-hmm. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Mm-hmm. So I think, that is definitely. You're going to find a scripture to it, honey. Might not know the scripture, but the word.
Conforming to the patterns of this world, because it'll lead you down the wrong.
I mean, just imagine. Let's just talk about it, right? Of course, it affects your relationship, because now everybody wants to be super, uber sexy online, right? Everything is so much sex appeal, and it's going to affect your relationships, because then the man, i.e., or the women, because now the men are
not even sexy. Everything is so revealing.
That
they will think, according to them, it's sexy, but according to somebody else,
that's the word.
Correct.
Yeah,
that ain't sexy. Like, if that's what you're calling sexy, it's like, no, let's just call it what it is. It's revealing. Yeah, like,
that's right, mommy. Mommy said others try to place their insecurities on you when we were saying, like, they be like, girl, you gonna let him? Yes, but that's why it's important to identify your relationship and don't switch up when you get outside, right? I remember one time when we were somewhere, and I never make Rondell's plate. And you know why I don't ever make Chef Ron plate? Because we've always had the kids.
Before the kids came along, you did.
That's only because he's not there when I'm eating. Let's talk about it.
He
came in late. So instead of putting all the food in the microwave, in front of him, take out every pot and make a plate before I put the food up. I would make a plate and stick it in the microwave. But if it's dinner time and we all sitting down and eating, he'll get up and make his plate. And I think it's because most of the times I'm like, gathering the kids, right? So
before kids.
That's what I'm saying. Before kids. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the shift. No, I know. If we're out, I'm not gonna we're both making our own plates. We in line together. I'm not gonna we both gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because then we're gonna both sit down at the same time. It's like if we go to an event, right? We're gonna get online together. We going, you know what I mean? If we at a cookout, you know when you're gonna eat, and just like I know when I get hungry. So, unless we all okay, we're gonna sit down together, we're gonna eat together, but I don't go before him to make his plate and set it up and come back. I did that with the kids. Now, like I said, I would make his plate if he's not in the room, because then that's when you need me to make your plate. You're not here. So I'm gonna make your plate, and I'm gonna put it there so that you don't have to go through all that extra work, because I'm already cleaning up and putting stuff away. Then I'm going to set it aside for you. So, yes, I'll definitely do that. But if we are at the same place at the same time, it just wasn't a habit for me, let me say, to kind of make plates. And then, and that's just been our whole thing, because you just got formed habits. And I think maybe it might have been years somewhere. We were somewhere, and somebody got up and started making the plates, right? And then Chef Ron was like, "Oh, you make what did he say? He said something about making plates." I said, "But I'll never make no plate." So we're not going, because we in Rome, we're not doing what the Romans do. Right. Now, if you busy and you ask me to make you a plate, I will make you a plate. But let's not act like that's our system, because if it was our system, I would already have done that.
Like, okay, so we opposite, of course.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if he was to ask you to make a plate, then I'm sure you would. It's not like,
that's what I said.
Yeah. That boy, stop playing, go ahead and get your plate. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or no, because you asking me, then I will.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not something we normally
do. And
do.
you cannot do it in a sarcastic way.
Right.
With me.
Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. And he's trying to be funny.
You can't be like, oh, you making it, they making plays what you doing. I'm doing what we do. You can't do that. Now, you be like, okay, you want to, then I got you, boo. But don't be trying to look at me crazy like I'm different now. Like we been different.
Right. Like this is
now the only time I'll fix other people's plate is if I know it's a limited amount of food and I want to make sure it goes around. Right. Then I'm gonna go around and make other people at the event plate.
You gonna fix them greedy.
Yeah. Right. You know, so I can make sure everybody eat first. And after everybody eat, you could go back to seconds. But no, I laugh about that. And then so even that, so sometimes even watching other people, sometimes I'll go and I'll be like, you want me to fix your plate? And he'd be like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? So, because I pay attention. I'm like, okay, that's sick, that's nice. Sometimes you want somebody to hold the door. Yeah. Right. But I think like I said, I think it never became a pattern, because it's like, I mean, we were together, like what we was together from maybe about 2 years, and then Essence came.
And that's so crazy, because I think since day one I've been fixing Byron's plate.
Yeah, but that's because you probably watched your daddy get his plate fixed, or you fix his plate. I know how we set up breakfast, and it used to be like we set it up. You put everything out and made the breakfast, set it out, and you sitting around a table and you da-da-da. So maybe you saw that, because where would you get that from? Everything's in your CNA. That's what it's all in the CNA. If you just pick up habits. Now, my mama wasn't making plates, so it wasn't a second. That's what I'm saying. The things that you don't, the things that you don't watch, like a part of your. That's why I said you form habits. When I say kids, it's not in your DNA, it's in your CNA. They watching you more than they listening to you. And so you say unconsciously, you see Jalen wear his socks off his foot like his dad.
Oh Lord!
Right, and you like, why are you doing that? And then he do it because that's not normal. Like, but it's in your CNA, and so
you start doing that now. What is that about? I have no socks.
See what I'm saying? And you never seen it before, but you've seen it because unconsciously, no matter what he said, he's watching him. No matter how he act like that, he's watching him, because he is replicating. He bounce like him. He walk like him. His socks like him. His little, it's like you know what I'm saying? And that's what all I'm saying is that it's just in your, you a vibe. So that's what I mean. Like, so when you think about it, it's all about what you see. So if you've seen it, that's what you'll do. And if you haven't seen it, you don't understand it. So you either gonna judge it, or you're gonna be like, oh, that's cute.
Did grandma make grandpa plate? Yeah.
I'm sure she did. But I'll never remember, because I always remember her putting us all around the table and feeding us. And that's probably why I do that. Grandma, now I'm sure Grandpa ate, or he said, I can't even remember. I always remember he said she might have brought his plate downstairs, because he would be downstairs at the computer when we was off. But I remember she lining everybody around the table and all the plates, and she says, eat around the edges. It's gonna be hot and it'll get cold. And as you eat around the edges, by the time you get to the center, it'll be right in time for you to eat. So that's how you learn. But she always made all of our plates and set us around the table, and we all just went and sat in your seat. And you You picked the plate because you didn't have a seat. But if you wanted more of this or more of that, you got into the table faster than anybody else, so you could pick the seat you wanted. But I think that's what it is. But I don't remember her not or is. So like I said, it's both in me because, like I said, when Chef Ron worked late and came in after we had ate and dinner was all done, I would put his plate on the side, have it prepared for him. Yeah. And then I cooked every day, right? He was working, come in, and I would cook every single day. And then most of the times he's in before dinner. So we just sitting down eating.
Nancy gets food cooked for her in a plate.
That's what I'm saying. So it's all perspective.
Right, girl.
Her husband was in here. Come on now. Cornelius was in here cooking, cleaning, setting the plate. She was sitting down twiddling her toes while he was packing the bag.
Lanyard.
That's what I'm saying. Making lanyard. She's sitting there lanyarded like she's 5 years old. Honey. She found her a boo that got her like a 5-year-old, swinging her feet and making lanyards. Okay. And he just, you okay, boo? You okay?
Oh, Lord,
get a bag, put his jacket on her because she forgot hers in the car. Oh, he just took it off. Like, she putting it on, and she's like, oh, it's kind of big. He's like, this ain't even your jacket. He didn't say this ain't your jacket. You put that whole coat on her. And then she's like, oh, this kind of big. He said, oh, because that's my jacket thing. She said, oh, this ain't my jacket. He didn't even say, well, where's your jacket at? What you need my jacket for? We both got a jacket. He just took it off and put it on her, and she had to realize it was too big to realize it wasn't even her jacket. She said, oh, I thought that was my jacket. Wow. They are too cute. Let me tell you, y'all are so cute. Honey. So cute.
I can't.
I know they making love. That's the energy of people who make love on a daily basis. I promise you that.
They just adore each other. Honey.
That's some chemistry, some healing, I ain't forgot what you did last night. Because I'm telling you, they are like
I never tell.
Honey. They'll be listen, you Chef Ron, you be perky, have a good day. What you need? Don't you usually say right there? Matter of fact, cooking.
That's why I said
you should not even raise your finger to cook. What you want?
Girl, I'll tell you.
Better make love to your man, girl.
You just gotta know your partner. Girl.
Well, you just gotta know your partner.
You gotta know.
You know what Chef Ron said that if you did it would just blow Byron mind, and he would be so much more inclined to joining you everywhere is playing that video game. He said if she just learned the video game and sat next to him and played the daggone video game with him, he would be looking like, you learned how to play the game? You playing the game with me? I'm telling you, because in the beginning, I would fight with my dad about that. I had to play the fighting game or something like that. But he always be like, listen, you want me to do what you do. You see what I do, and you don't care to learn what I do or participate with me in what I do, and then you want me to do what you do. So, getting perspective is good because you be like, you never thought about it like that. So it's like, imagine if she just learned the game and sat down with him and played the game. He'll be looking at her like such and stuff, and then when she up and going, he'll be like, oh, what you about to do? Because when he playing, you playing. You like the game, let's play the game. And then when I'm going, you want to be where I'm doing, because then it's like, oh, man. He said, I promise you, it would blow his mind if she just got and was like, okay, I'm going to be such and such. Who you going to be? Pick a team. Play him.
And he is so competitive, honey. He'll get tired of me.
You don't got to play it every day, girl.
Yeah, I know.
But no, you got to play to beat his ass. When I was playing, I was playing to win. Anytime I sit down there with them, I want to be the best. So I'm not just playing to play. I want to play so I can say, I beat you, boy. So if he competitive, you competitive. You playing to win, girl. Good morning, Arthur L. How are you doing today? Your time changed for the show. Yes, honey. We went to 9:30, girl.
It's about to change again, honey.
I think we're going to be going because the way our mornings be and the way, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we about to be having lunchtime conversations, honey. Coffee and lunch.
We about to have some cocktails and
munching lunch.
Munching lunch it, child. I'm telling you, you got some things going on, honey.
Yes. But how are you, boo? How have you been doing? Today we have been talking about how do outside influences affect your relationships whether it's love or whatever. Love or friendships, right? So outside influence, meaning comparison, meaning and sometimes outside influences, when we always think about how does it affect your relationship. I don't know why everybody always go to the negative sometimes, because that's what we focus on. But when we talk about it affected us in so many ways and positive, right? Watching people get over, me watching siblings bond through all kind of diversity, insecurities. When you think about even love, right? Watching people. One of the shows I have gotten into watching was the Future Wifey podcast, super cute. And it'd be real people having real conversations. And I love watching them. They speak about infidelity. They speak about, just having kids. They speak about almost giving up in the 20th year. And because they was watching the podcast with real people having real conversation, it inspired them to say, I'm not going to give up on all that I have worked for. I'm just going to put the work in, right? Because many of us think that stuff just happens. And like I like to say, you are the magic. It is the moment that you seize. It is the words that you speak to that moment that creates a bunny out of the hat or make somebody disappear out the room, right? It's still your words, your language, your belief system. And so when you think about even your relationships, you are influenced and inspired by people who really have faith, who really are fearless, who really go through ups and downs and come out on top every single time because of, I would say what they want for the relationship, what they see for the relationship, how they realize that that's your work. What you put in it is what you're going to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
And so,
and even good, like you said, not focused on negative all the time.
Yeah.
Because outside influences, especially when you become an entrepreneur, you see so many bossed up people or bossed up stuff that is influential on you. And you're like, if you somebody that don't know really what you want to do, you have a lot of influence, because if you go on social media, child, you be like, yeah, do this. I'm doing it up. Do this. I'm doing it up. And you be like, it just inspires you to do something. Like you might not know what it is, but all of the bossed up stuff and what it portrays on social media. Sometimes once you get into it, could be a bad thing, but we talking about the positive right now. It will influence you to try something, boss up. You wanna, you know what I mean, to wanna live the life, make the dream again, open your eyes to wanna travel, be with some people doing stuff like shit, bro, with my boss babes, with my it's like I never thought to step out before, but when you are around people that are doing something, and you got to keep each other lifted like that, like my accountability, or we doing the same thing, so we keep each other going, going. So it's a great influence. I don't see anything negative.
That's about just how Coffee and Conversations was birthed.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, having those positive.
So it's like,
oh, I got you.
And then that's a thing, like not to be so negative. All the time, but just staying lifted, staying positive, and outside influences. How does it impact you in a great way, or how does it affect your relationships in a great way? It's like, it's kind of like, if they can do it, so can we, or if she can do it, so can I. Not a competition, because I'm not competing with you. I'm saying, what is it that you're doing, and I want to have that feeling of, I feel good. I don't feel envious. I don't feel like, what I'm saying? Like, damn, sis, let me see what nuggets I could take for me that I can do. You know what I mean? Because it, like you say, it's levels to this. I've been doing this for 5 years now. You just starting. Or I'm 10 years and you in your first year. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. How did you get to where you're at, right? So it's like,
that part.
The outside influences could definitely, go both ways, but you have to determine which way it's gonna go for you.
Just made her a
Woo!
card. Isn't that cute?
Look at it! Got my
I made
logo on it. Ah, shucks now. Oh, y'all better watch out because we about to be branding the I Choose Me brand real hard. We about to go hard with this brand.
Oh, because for my birthday,
birthday,
I got a whole new fall collection that's coming out.
Yeah,
because my kids bought my new designs for my birthday.
Come on now.
And guess what?
That part.
The pieces that are about to come out, honey, gorgeous.
Come on.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Anyhow, I got to get about the vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to focus. We over here talking everything.
So love yourself.
Author L says, deal or gaff. I'm sure this represents something. Did I something? I know. Give a yeah. We got. I got it. Hurt people, and negative vibes will kill a positive vibe. Just like cancer, it spreads quickly. To stay away. So stay away. That part. Can I jump in? Oh, you want to jump in? Wait. Yes, but you still also have to watch out for the hidden agenda. Someone could be a great influence, but they also can steer you away of what? They also can steer you away of what you're happy doing. That's why that's why we go back to, that's why we said we wanted to stick to the part. That's why you got to know what who you are and what you want. Because I was just saying today, you can be in a room and you need one thing from that person, but there's 30 people in the room, and so their whole conversation may affect every other person, and you may need it the first part of it, right? And somebody else needs the second part, somebody else needs the third part. It's about taking what you need and leaving the others behind. It's like making a plate. It's like a buffet. When you get your plate and go up to the buffet, the rule is not that you have to eat everything, but it gives you variety, and we can accept variety when it comes to us moving up that line and eat, because it's what they serving. The only options is what they serving. Now you can decide what and what not to have, and so maybe in your relationships, consider it a buffet. Just because you went into the restaurant and you're taking a seat, just because you went into the friendship or the relationship and you're taking a seat, it is still your right and privilege to decide what you're going to put on your plate and what you will not, right? Because you got to understand, you got to be able to digest it. So it's the same thing. So when people are talking, when people are speaking, when people are going through this, if it doesn't apply, what they say, let it fly. But if it's for you, you got to do what you got to do. And so it's about sitting in there and receiving it and not worrying about what don't work, because what don't work ain't for you, but what do work is. So everything I say ain't going to affect you. Yeah. Everything Kia says is.
But and you know what's so crazy? Like, you have to understand, if this is what I'm doing, if that's my business, I'm trying to sell you what I got. Mm-hmm. That's how I make money. So if you're not confident in what you got going on, or if you're wishy-washy, or if sometimes you're just greedy, you know, because we're talking about business, we're talking about money, right? So you can get scared, but that's on you. That's not on me, because that's what I do. Yeah. I'm here to get you paying attention to what I got going on. I ain't worried about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So if you kind of get steered into what I'm doing, then that means, like, you're not, like, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Precious ain't gonna get scared to do nothing else.
They be trying to get me, y'all. I promise you, they be there's so many ML. They be trying to get me.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, they be trying to get me.
I'm telling you, if she has her own brand, right, and she's like, listen, why am I gonna come over here and pump your stuff when I got my own stuff to pump? Right. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's kind of like, how can if I do kind of, if it's kind of a way that
this is good, Kia. This is good,
you know, right here. If there's a way I could kind of I see what you got and I'm with it. I understand it. It's a good thing. I care for it. But how can I maneuver that and still focus on what I'm going on to maneuver it this way?
Mm-hmm.
But it's about like an octopus. This, and this, all for one common goal.
Yeah.
For which I'm about.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm about self-care, then I could do the TLC because I think this is a good product for your body. Yeah. We talking about taking care of the vessel, right? So you can live longer and have healthy life.
It has to be in alignment.
But now I'm talking about choosing you. It got to mesh. It got to mesh with me, right? Yeah. It can't be you just doing it for the money because it has to be authentically something you can really have a mission for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
Nancy says she want a mug. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna find another. We're gonna find another thermos.
We gonna have to find you.
We're gonna be selling these mugs for like $25.
That part.
Good morning to you.
Oh shucks, call it call.
So, but there are people that are good in doing that. Not everybody is like us, especially if you're around naysayers. It's easy for that type of vibe to creep in. It has happened.
Mm-hmm. It's always happening. Yeah. It's happening every day.
Every day. Because you know what? That's why I say comparison is the thief to gratefulness. Because you can get, I would say, sucked. That's exactly where I'm going to be. You can get sucked into somebody else's identity per se, especially if you're consumed by vision, especially if it looks like because it's speaking to your soul, right? And so the first thing you do is identify. That's why God leaves influences, right? Inspiration, right? To inspire you. And so that is the part. The part is that you're supposed to see it as possible. Instead, we want the exact thing doing this thing, and God don't duplicate anything. That's why I say you guys are perfect. The only way you can be perfect is if you're okay with being one of a kind. That would mean there is nothing to compare yourself to. Because if I say this is a perfect job, it's because there is a format of what perfection already looks like in this field, so that when I compare this to this, I would say, wow, this is perfect. There's almost no difference, right? So now God created us in his image, and we are a perfect piece, and we're one of a kind. Then it's up to you to be like, okay, the imperfect things that I go through is creating this perfect molded piece that is one of a kind. And so however I have to attain, however I have to show up, I'm not comparing it to you. It doesn't have to look like, it could be very similar because we are on the same highway. And so you ever notice that you on a highway with somebody and y'all going, and they just got off one exit, and then you know you getting off at the next exit? That just means you're going in the same direction. And so it feels so good to have like-minded people going in the same direction, because that influence is contagious, right? And then we all get infected in order to affect change, right? And so that is amazing. But when it gets diluted is when we don't feel, what do they call that? That imposter syndrome. When you don't feel that you believe what you're saying to the point that it's a part of the evidence of what's around you, then you start to go through those issues of trying to make yourself appear or look like something that you actually think is beautiful, because it's actually a sign of respect and honor, even though it may come off as a duplication. It's like if you're trying to duplicate something, a part of you is admiring it to a fault. And the fault is that your admiration is superseding your actually dedication, right? And so I was to be inspired by you, right? Not let's say empowered by you, right? Because God is the source. So if he's the source, what he did was he connected me to somebody else who is like-minded, so that I won't feel like I'm alone. So when I wanted to first do the conference, you remember? Look, I'm always saying you remember. When I was first doing it, I'm like, okay, I'm going live 2016, and I'm talking, and I'm like, okay, what is this going to do? Because I've just been doing poetry, and I do the group meetings, but I didn't realize it was a world of speakers, let's say, because I wasn't doing no conferences. I was just going to church. So those are the speakers that we used to. And so, but then when I went to the Lisa Nichols conference, in that moment, it made me feel inspired, because when I saw the people listening and I was like, oh my God, this is what I wanted. And I thought that I was trying to pull something out the hat only because I had not been exposed to that world yet, because I didn't realize it was a world. But that desire inside, God says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And God's positioning is for you to be inspired by the teacher, not for you to teach like the teacher, not for you to become that particular teacher, but for you to get the tools and the structure and the system with your message, because once your age, you have your message. Now I become a different force to be reckoned in my own lane, on the highway next to you, because we don't compete, we complete, right? Because without each other, there's no baton to pass.
Right.
And so,
pass it to somebody. So once you get into you and be the only you could be, then I need to pass it to you, because now you're going to relate to some people that I ain't going to relate to. You're going to touch some people that I ain't going to touch. And that's why it's like, I don't want to be you. I want to take what gives you the glow, the confidence, but you can only be you. I can't be you. So I got to be Nakia, but I got to say, what is it that makes Precious choose her or so confident? Because I lack in that, but I want that. Yeah. How do you do that?
And I gotta say, how are you so structured? Because because I practiced that since I was 12. Nothing happens. You see what I mean?
Like
you know the process.
I get what I need from her. She gets what she needs from me, and we're not competing. We're completing each other into the fullness of us, of who God called us to be. But together, you make it work. And it's kind of like that's where the influences come from, right? It's like somebody walks in the door and they're like, "What? Who's that? She is shining bright like a diamond. Her confidence is, you don't know what's going on with her, but the way her energy just walked in the room, it's like, okay, sis, or who, like queen, like I just need to go say hi to you because you're bad to the bone. I want to, girl, let me just touch on you because the energy you bring in here, I ain't sitting back like,
That's how we got to be with each other.
You know what I'm saying, girl? You walk through that door, and I was like, who is that?
And you was giving girl
queen vibes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we gotta be with each other.
And be good with that when you confident with
I know, look, if we done miss you again. Listen, on Wednesday, on the L, if you ain't doing that, we gonna bring you in so we could have a whole conversation from the start. Because you know we get to cutting up. That part, whatever we were saying, she agreed.
That part.
She said, just don't play with my emotions. Don't play with my I wouldn't say lack of knowledge for business. Just don't see a pinhole of an opportunity to make your move. But you know what? Another thing we have to realize, even with that, is that that's why it's good to stay in relationship with God so that you can have that discernment, right? And so with discernment, with discernment, because you realize people are not doing that on purpose, right? Because you're a product of your environment, right? And so it's for you is they're playing with your emotions, and that's because God is triggering you to shift in that mindset in that area. Because remember, no matter what we go through, God is teaching everybody a lesson at the same time. And so if you impact me and I feel affected, I have to learn something just like you have to learn something. So when we were doing the I Choose Me meetings at the refill station, that point was to realize we could sit in here for hours and talk about what everybody did to us. But I would rather stop all of that and take 10 minutes and ask ourselves, what did we allow? Everybody in my meeting is over 18. Many of them are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60s. Yeah. So since the age of 18, when nobody controlled your narrative because you then had the power to choose, you got to then sit in your allowance. What in me allowed me to allow you to mess with my emotions? Because if you're messing with my emotions, that means you are mastering me. That means there is a piece in me that is touching and agreeing with you. One of the main things we do in my I See Me Academy with the kids, our thing is, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever bounces off of me and sticks to you. That in order for that to be true is the word says when two touch and agree, it is so. Which will only mean for something to impact me, affect me, infect me, meaning that it was something already planted. Now, they may have thrown it to you, and then the part that was embedded in you because you hadn't done that mental work, you haven't done that spring cleaning of your mindset, meaning take out those things that don't serve you so that when somebody serve it to you, it don't stick to you because it's already a magnet inside. Because when something stick is a magnet, we are vibrational. So if somebody told me I was stupid before and it's in me, so that's a magnet on this side of me, it's on the inside of me. Then I didn't let it go. So I start looking at myself and finding ways that made me stupid, right? Oh, I don't always get an A there. It always take me longer. So I start confirming, not denying the lie they said about me, right? Yes. So then I get into a relationship with somebody else and they just may be in the thing. They be like, you know what? That's stupid what you said. And they may just be talking about that particular thing. But what it did was it attracted that magnet that was inside, that was embedded, that you hadn't gotten rid of, you hadn't released it. So when they said stupid, you heard all the stupids, everybody, and it went like this. And when they said it, it hurt your feelings, it made you emotional, so you reacted. And in your reaction, you touched and agreed. So what happened was the seed then got strong. It's like you watered it. Because you drew that word to you instead of letting it fall by the wayside. So the responsibility of the mindset is to ask yourself, why did that make me feel that way? When I stop arguing with we used to argue every freaking day. Now we may argue once a week. That's progress. Huge progress. You around somebody 24/7 for over 23 years of your life, right? So, but when I thought about it, most of the time when I got offended, it wasn't even what he said. It was what I thought he said. What I had heard before, what I interpreted what he said, because there was lingering work that had to be done. And so that's what I mean by just being able to be that accountability partner to yourself so that you don't let them rob you of what you know to be so. So until I change it, then I'm not affected. So when he says that, or I say something, right, I'm like, oh. So it was like that. Yeah. So it's like that when I said one of the guys who he's pretty tall, and I'm always talking to everybody when I'm doing it here. And he's the young one. He done grew up and started business. I'm so proud of all of my clients over 20, some of them 20 years. But anyhow, he was sitting there talking, and he was just saying I was saying this same idea of you not receiving what somebody says about you. Prime example, you're tall. And nobody can come to you and be like, boy, you about the shortest person in here. You 6'5". Nobody will be able to convince you otherwise, because when you look in the mirror, you know you 6'5". So I choose me, #no more excuses, means that I look in the mirror and I confirm, not deny the things that are true, so that when you come and tell me anything different, I don't touch and agree. So my emotions aren't affected because I already done that work. Right. And so I don't hear what they said. I actually hear what you said. Right. And so we said we don't react. Now we respond.
Correct. No, thank you. That's not for me.
Right.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm so happy for you, but I'm good where I'm at. Oh, that sounds good. I wish y'all nothing but the best, but I'm trying to get my stuff out because I believe in what I'm doing. Yeah. And it's decisions. You can't influence me if I don't want to be influenced. I'm positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta, So the whole thing is to stop being so the negative, the say you and say us.
And I understand that, which even in the business, right? Because honey, I got in business, feelings got hurt. People get overcharged for people who are not even qualified to do what they're charging you for. They're not certified. They don't even take it as serious as they should. Otherwise, there will be nothing but great day. So business, you're going to get had, especially when you're coming in a vulnerable state. So you know what I started to do? I started to stay in my lane. Yeah, I started to do what I'm comfortable. I don't care if y'all doing system, y'all got this. I'm live, I do Zoom, I'm gonna stick to Zoom, right? I'm gonna go into the room. Stop trying to do and live outside of your understanding, because then that's when you get sucked up by other people's businesses and other people's ways of doing things, because you're so busy trying to learn what they're doing, because they got you thinking that everybody got to do it one way for it. No, do it the way God told you to do it. Be you. Stop trying to compare. Stop trying to do this, do that. Oh, they said do. No. Get in relationship with yourself. Ask God, and then look for the tools, because you had already decided where you're going. So I shouldn't be going and look at you to then create this whole system. I should already know the vision, and I'm going to you for a plan, right? God said, write the vision and make it plain. After I write the vision, now I got to go to steps. After I put in my GPS where I'm going, now I can navigate to that destination. So you shouldn't even go there if you don't have a destination, because when I arrive, I'll be like, oh no, I ain't going that way. So then I don't need to sit at your feet if this is not the direction I'm going into.
One way to get
there.
Like you said, you have systems and all of this, and that's just one way of doing it. But at the end of the day, if you don't tap into who you are and give your clients or your audience or whoever your people are that you have a product or service for, that's the main part you're missing. Because if you're not being you, and you just this robotic person of her or him, you looking fake and phony, and you don't even know who you are. So you can't come to me trying to tell me how good or whatever this product or service is, because it don't even seem like you know what you're talking about.
Right. But I mean, we live in a world where people are giving reviews on products they don't even use. And that's what I'm saying, the integrity.
So it's like
money, the love of money being the root to all evil is what you're talking about in business, because people lack integrity.
Results, your own testimony,
your own process.
Yes.
Because that's how you find your people, because somebody is suffering in the same place that you are, right? Because your job is to what? Turn your pain into power, so that you can be able to be the bridge, right? The bridge that allows them to come over, because you went over first. So just
think. That story.
Yeah.
And that story is your testimony. Like that. Oh, thank you. I tried something else. You gotta have your own thing, like, you know. So it ain't about somebody influencing, because you are a testament and a testimony of whatever it is you're doing. So, and that makes a huge difference. Huge difference. It's over an hour already?
Yes, girl. We just was like babbling, just a going. You know I'm a babbler.
So you want to get a word, boo?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get a word. Let's get a word for the day. We're going to go prayer and promises for women today.
Yes. Get a word.
Let's find out what God wants us to know on this day. When we're allowing the influences, I would say, welcome the influences that raise you up. And reject the influences that lower you, right? And the minute you feel a shift, choose you. Choose to be in the environment that vibrates you, right? Because it's a revival of
anything positive for you, right? Anything positive, for you. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. We're not giving energy to nothing negative that influenced us in a negative way or nothing like that. We only gonna focus on the positive.
That part. So y'all.
Hashtag no more excuses. I choose.
Period. So guess where we at? The word of the day is integrity. And isn't that what we say? The difference of you and your thing is integrity. You have to have integrity.
Yes.
Because that is what shifts or changes. I was just talking to my mom yesterday on the phone, and that was one of the things. It was like, sometimes you got people who are in relation with God and be like, that's unfair because I don't understand. They seem to be a bad person, but life is working for them. And I'm saying the difference between the good and the bad person of the two people that both have stuff would be peace. Peace is a commodity that outweighs all understanding, right? Because peace begets joy. Because when I'm at peace with where I am and what is going on, then joy enters in because gratitude is my attitude. That's what peace brings. So when you think about it, when you comparing it to God gives us all the power to choose. He has no respect of persons. He respects the person who respects the person he created, which is you, me. So it's our job to realize the only thing that sets us apart. Anybody can do the system and get the results. You do A, B plus C, you're going to get D. That's just systems. But how you sleep at night. So never think that you can decide who gets and who don't get, because wealth means to be scarred, W-E-A-L-T-H. So never look at somebody's wealth as a gift, because they said it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven, right? And it's only because it's what are you willing to let go of in order to surrender to your assignment. That takes integrity. That means you are not for sale. That means that it's more important that you have peace of mind than it is that you have a piece of the world, right? Because we came to leave our goodness here, right? His will in heaven be here on earth. So we coming down to be that difference. And that is integrity. Jesus had integrity, which is why even in his perfect state, he died so that we may live. That's integrity. You understand what you're assigned to. It's not about the moment. It's not about what you think you deserve. It's about who you are and what you know is required for the assignment that's attached to your life. So do not let that pain be in vain by not having integrity attached to what it costs you to be in the position that you're in. So I think this is a great word. It says, I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. All these things I have given willingly and with honest intent. 1 Chronicles 29:17. So if you ignore the least commandment and teach others to do the same, you will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But anyone who obeys God's laws and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 5:19. The honest person will live in safety, but the dishonest will be caught. Proverbs 10:9. Father, you deserve nothing but my best. I offer you my love, my worship. Remember, worship is our ship. That means that is whatever you're doing on your ship. A ship is something that moves through water, through currency, through waves, through changes, right? And so he said, my worship, I offer you my love. How I celebrate you on the journey, because our ship, what are you doing on your ship as you're going through? My respect. I trust your plans for my life. Trust is a major word. If I trust, I don't worry. So anytime worry creeps in, that means I lack trust for the plans that God has for me. And so when worry creeps in, and it does to me every single day, I check it at the door, because then I have to say, I trust. So when worry seeps in, I want you to say this one thing. I trust the plans that I have for you, Lord. And that will release your worry in the moment. So if you don't have no other affirmation for your life to get you in action for your attraction, the minute anxiety, doubt, worry creeps into your soul, what the F is your mustard seed? When that fear gets in, your faith, freedom after insight to hide yourself, your job is to speak out on that devil and say, I trust the plans that you have for me. That is your answer. So it says, I know your instructions are for my good and for your glory. I want to walk in integrity and obedience before you, so that my love really looks like love and my worship comes from a place of truth. Do you admire the integrity of someone in your life? And so that's so good, right? What a good question for the day. Do you admire the integrity of someone in your life? And I think that is so perfect, even for this conversation, because those are the influences that affect and impact our relationship, whether it be love or friendships, right? That thing is integrity. And when you have integrity, it holds.
Girl, you is very integrous.
You ain't never
changed. You ain't never switch up.
I'm very integrous.
Precious is just, I admire your integrity. Like, yeah, that's why I rise with you. Yeah, you my bestie. That's why good, bad, and different, right, wrong. She don't never switch up because you come to pressure, she gonna just. It is what it is.
But I love you though.
That's what. But it's all in love. It just don't. It is what it is, right?
Many call it opinionated.
I mean, yeah, we all know somebody that's very opinionated.
But my heart is definitely
that part. My dad is very opinionated. I love him to death though. But yeah, we all know.
We've been prepared for such a time.
Very opinionated, like So, but you gotta have them people too in your life. You can't have always good people in your life. Like everything is just. You need that kind of to keep you.
Cause, honey, I be needing a reality check myself. I gotta
check.
Check. And and check your integrity, right? Just make sure that it's true through and through, right?
Yeah.
That you are coming from a safe, good place, because what you put out will always come back.
My yes.
What you put out will always come back. Okay, so let's get this card.
Let's get these
and let's get you guys out of here. This has been an amazing coffee and conversation. We miss you guys.
On Monday. Y'all know when we get on here, it's gonna be off the chain. I know y'all be waiting on that, so we be shocking y'all every now and then. Like we here, we here. Y'all ready?
Okay. Let's close, y'all. Okay.
Ready?
Ready, get set, go. I am favored, I am gifted, and I am determined. I am favored, gifted, and determined. Oh, maybe I should be moving towards you. You go that way. Okay, yep. So that way.
Y'all got it?
I think y'all got. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, snap, and we're done. So we are. I am favored, I am gifted, and I am determined. Those are your 3 I ams for today, which represents what? It represents who you are. It represents your positive affirmation. And these are all integral words, right? Because if you know that you are favored, that means you are in alignment, you're in relationship. And to be in relationship with God is to have a sense of integrity. Like I said, the reason why even when Jesus didn't want to get on the cross, when in that last hour when he was afraid to fulfill the assignment that was called on him, his integrity reigned supreme. And because he had the integrity to embrace what it was that was asked of him in a way that removed or forgive them for they know not what they do, he didn't take it personal. Integrity is not taking everything personal, but taking it process. And he was able to see people who were at fault as if they were not, because of his integrity. He understood how hard it was to show up in it and to be determined, right? That is another way of being inspirational in your relationships, to be determined to get the results you deem you deserve, because you understand that a gift, I am gifted, that a gift has been placed upon your life. And the gift is breath. That's the gift.
That is a gift from God, honey.
To wake up this morning, to wake up after an afternoon nap, because some of us take it. Come on now. That is a gift. And what a gift means is to be present. So to be gifted is to be present in your current circumstances, meaning allow yourself to be embraced, let go, do that spring cleaning, tap into the integrity of you, get in relationship with God, honor the whispers, honor yourself, and then be an example, because somebody is always watching, and you are the multi-level marketer for God.
Because you are an influencer.
Yes.
Somebody's watching you and you're influencing someone, whether you realize it or not.
Multiple streams of spirit.
Come on now. While I'm sitting up here thinking, I'm laughing to myself. I'm thinking all them bestowed and begotten. He He begot
Isaac begot Adam. Adam begot Jacob. Jacob begot that part.
He like bestowed upon us.
Come on
I said,
now.
"He's there."
So let's guess what? This has been an amazing
Yes,
conversation.
it has been a great Monday.
Integrity was the word for God. That is the prayers and promises that we read from today. We are gifted. We are determined, and we are gifted, determined, and favored.
Yes.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Oh my God, to have favor is to be set apart. It is to be liked. It is one thing to be loved, but to have favor is to be liked. And we know what we do to things.
My favorite.
Come on now. My favorite shirt, honey, probably got holes in it because I want to wear it the most.
Yeah.
So when you are liked by God, he will use you the most. Good God Almighty.
Come on.
So
now.
we are all loved by God because he created us.
Why
he gets to like us.
Favorite.
Come on now. So be in God's good favor by bringing back the things that he knows you're capable of doing, and he can trust you with the assignment. So worry not, because he is on the throne still, and he is serving at unlimited measures. So nothing is impossible with God. Remember, where there is God, I'm possible. So that is it. So you have been tuned into Coffee and Conversation. Don't forget that it is a relay race, and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print, because the fingerprint tells us what we got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what we got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, we don't compete. Oh, no. We complete. And the difference between those two words is an L, because L stands for love, and love grows everything. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, that's the ability of measurement in which you can respond. Everybody has one. So lead in integrity today. Know that you are determined, that you are favored, and that you, my dear, are gifted. So be present. You have been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. We'll see you guys back here on Wednesday. Or the L, if you're still interested, when I set up the thing, I will send you a link and you can join the conversation on Wednesday.
Yes.
We love you guys so much. Remember, I choose me. # no more excuses. Because you were born enough. Bye-bye. Remember, love grows everything. So love yourself first. Take care of your souls, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Bye-bye. Hump day. I hope you hump before Wednesday.
It's going to be hump.